not close friends. Okay, so ito yung palaging sinasabi ko na if you're not close friends with a person, use polite style. So always merong des. May must form. Okay? Next. Another time when you can use the polite style is use when talking to a stranger. Okay? Person, talking to a person who you've met. Tama ba to? Who you've met for the first time. Okay? So sa strangers, kumbaga. And then, please also use polite style sentence to one's superior. Okay? So, sa mga boss nyo, sa matataas sa inyo, okay, please always use the polite style. Okay? Or even persons in a common group, common age group, to whom one is not very close. Okay, so almost the same sila sa number 2. Basta ang isang tao hindi mo ganun ka-close, okay? So please always use polite style to be polite, and of course not to be rude. Okay? And then when another proper way when to use the polite style of saying, of talking, okay, is when one talks to a person who is younger or lower in rank, yet not so close. Okay? So, for example, if you are a superior and then you are talking to your inferior, but, okay, even though that person is lower rank than you, it's not always na you can talk to him or her in a plain style way. Okay? Because not every inferior person, okay, for example, you're a superior, not every lower rank person than you is close to you. Okay, so always remember that if a person higher or lower rank than you, if you're not that close, you should talk or speak to him or her in polite style. Okay, so always remember that. And then, of course, the polite style, as I've said, polite style is much safer, okay, to use in all situations. Even though close kayo niyan or not, as long as you use the polite style, you're always safe. Okay? So, you're always safe sa mga napag-uusapan ka na you're rude this, you're rude that, mga ganon. Okay? So, this one is much safer, okay? Much safer to use in all situations. Okay? That's why in every Nihongo lessons, even the beginners, especially sa beginners, tinuturo una talaga ang polite style than the plain style form of talking, of creating sentences, because this is much safer in all situations, okay? Much safer to use in all situations. Next, so when to to use the plain style naman. Okay? Okay, so plain style is used when talking. Used when talking to one's, okay, ito na yung mga close sa'yo, to one's close friends, ano pa ba? Colleagues, okay, so mga co-workers na kayo-kayo lang magtutok, walang boss, walang manager, okay, then close kayo masyado, matagal na kayong magkasama sa work, okay, you can use the plain style plain style way of talking, okay? So, of course, sa family members, okay? Sa mama mo, sa papa mo, sa sister, brothers mo, you can now talk in plain style, okay? Next. Eto. Sige, what is plain style way of writing, of talking is commonly used, okay? This time, sa writing, okay? Commonly used in written works. Okay? In writing newspapers, let's say books, thesis, let's say diaries, mga reports, okay? Sa mga business reports, they don't usually use the, di ba, written yun, di ba? So, they don't usually end a sentence with a des or a mas. Okay, so for example, in a diary, okay? Kyo wa sushi o tabemashita. Okay, so for example, that's your sentence in your diary. Because it is a written work, okay? Kino-convert or not convert? They write that diary, okay? That part of your diary in a casual form. So, yung kyo wa sushi o tabemashita magiging kyo wa sushi o tabeta. Okay? So, para maging ano na rin siya, shorter. Kasi, ang plain style of a polite style form is much shorter than the polite style kasi. Okay, so para hindi na masyadong mataas yung susulatin, pini-plain style nila. Okay, so the example of the written works, ano ba yung sinabi ko kanina? Newspaper, books, okay? Books, mga thesis, diaries, and ano ba? Okay, mga reports, business reports, etc. Okay, mga written, ano pa ba yung mga written works na yan? Okay, so they are commonly written in plain style form. Okay, so yung mga mas, for example, tabemas, naging taberu, nomimas, naging nomu, yan. Pag yung des, magiging da, yan. And then next, ano pa? Ano rin, yung mga letters, okay? Di ba, written work din yung mga letters, okay? So, most letters are written in this way. No. Not the letters, okay? So, yung written works, example, yung mga newspaper, mga reports, mga books, they are written in plain style. But if you will write, okay, even this letter is a written work, if you write a letter, for example, resignation letters, application letters, excuse letter, mga ganon, okay, mga type na mga letters na ganon, it is written in the polite style. Okay, so don't be confused. Kahit na written work siya, yung mga letters, basta letter should be written in the polite style. Okay? So, most letters are written in the polite style. Example of these letters, ano yung sabi ko kanina? Resignation, application, excuse letter. Okay, if you are a student visa, student in Japan. Okay, so for example, you want to have or to write an excuse letter. That letter should be in the polite style writing. Okay, so that's it for the plain style, I guess. And then I want lang. I just want to say that please always be careful in saying or talking or writing in plain style. Okay? Always be careful. Kasi pag if the plain style is used inappropriately, okay? Pag hindi tama ang paggamit sa plain style, you could sound rude, rough, or impolite sa Japanese. Okay? That's why, sabi ko nga earlier, it's better to talk in polite style way. Okay? Because it's much safer. Kasi pag hindi mo alam kasi kailan gagamitin si plain style, tsaka hindi mo alam paano i-convert si polite style to plain style, you could sound impolite to a Japanese person. Okay? So, always remember that. Note ko na lang dito siguro, or let's say, perform na lang. Ito, let's put it, be careful. Lakyan natin. Okay? Be careful. Ito, if used inappropriately, inappropriately, okay, you could sound rough and rude or impolite, okay, and rude or impolite to a Japanese. Okay, so that's it for when is the time, when is the situation. Okay, if what situation you will use the polite style and the plain style. And then the next naman is how to plain style. Okay, so it's like converting the polite style to the plain style. Ito, how to plain style in. Okay, so we have some here. In number one, okay, number one, for questions, okay? So in polite style, in asking questions, you will have the particle ka in the end of a sentence, right? Desu ka, mas ka, mashita ka, deshita ka, diba? Merong mga ka, basta as long as you're asking questions. In plain style, they omit the ka. Okay? Omit the ka. The ka particle. So, ano na lang, diretso na sa, kung desu ka, no mo, basta yung intonation rin niya is in rising intonation just to emphasize na you're asking a question. Okay? So, let's say omit the ka, and it should be in rising intonation. Okay? So, for example, let's have a plain style form of the question. Let's say, kusuri o nomimashita ka? Okay, that's the plain style. Okay, meaning nito is, have you drink? Have you drunk? Since it's mashita ka, so have you drunk? Ito ba? Yeah. Have you drunk your medicine? Okay? So, kusuri o nomimashita ka, have you drunk your medicine? In plain style, omit the ka and then plain style or convert the before of ano ba tawag dyan? Ito, convert the word before the ka into a plain style. Okay? For example, nomimashita. Nomimashita is in the past affirmative, right? Okay? So the plain style of mashita is unda, right? Okay? So yung nomimashita gagawin mong nonda. Okay? So yung plain style niya dito is kusuryo nonda. Okay? Ito. But, of course, it should be in the rising intonation to emphasize na question siya. Okay, so, kusuryo nonda. Okay, so dapat yung intonation mo rin is naka-question. Okay, kusuryo nonda. And then if you want to answer, ito, this is question. Okay, so naka-ano siya, let's say na lang put here, let's say, parang meron ba dito? Paano ba ito? Yung parang upper, rising intonation. Ito na lang. This one. Okay? So, lagyan natin siya ng naka-rise. Okay? Parang ganon. So, yung intonation niya, naka-rise. Kusuryo nonda, yon. So, you're asking, the same, have you drunk your medicine? Then, if you want to answer it in plain style also, pag naka-polite style yan, kusuryo nomimashita. Diba? Pag nakadrink ka na. Pero, pag naka-plain style yan, of course, ipi-plain style mo din si nomimashita. So, kusuryo nonda. But in this case, ano naman siya, ano ba tawag? Rising tsaka falling. Okay? Falling intonation naman. Okay? So, hai, kusuryo nonda. Ayun. Okay? So, since this question is answerable by yes or no. So, hai, kusuryo nonda. Hindi siya, hai, kusuryo nonda. Okay? So, hindi na ganun kasi parang weird na, diba? Naka-hi ka tapos nag-question ka pa. Okay? So, it should be in the falling intonation. Okay, so let's insert na naman. Here, it should be in the falling intonation. Yan, so nakababa. Okay, so falling. Kusuryo nonda. Hai, kusuryo nonda. Okay, kusuryo nonda. Hai, kusuryo nonda. Yan. Okay, so always remember in questions using the plain style, it should be in the rising intonation. Then in answering, falling intonation na siya. Okay, so that's how you plain style questions. Okay, so from polite style, questions should be, you should omit the ka in plain style. Then of course, just and then you should the intonation should be fall if you will answer that question. Okay, so that's for question. And then how about in noun and adjective, or in noun and adjective sentences? Okay, so we have number 2 here. So for noun and adjective sentences, excuse me. In noun and adjective sentences, ito, okay, des, okay, always, diba, sa noun and adjective sentence, merong des, right? Okay, so des in that sentence is replaced, okay, is replaced, with the. Okay, yung des magiging the. Or for girls, kasi yung da kasi ginagamit lang yon pag boys. Pag men ang adult men ang nagsasalita in plain style. For women, it's like seldom siya ginagamit na in plain style merong da. Kung women ang nagsasalita in plain style for noun and adjective sentence, no more da. Diretso na lang, for example, Sanjunisay. Ayun, diretso na siya. So, for example, I am a woman, right? Woman. So, if I want to say, I am 32 years old in plain style, okay? Watashi wa Sanjunisay. Okay? No more des, no da. Okay? Yung da is for man only. Let's put it here. Man only. Or male, maglagay natin male na lang. Male only. Okay? And then for women, or, lagay natin ito, or you may omit the. This one, you may omit the. Tapos, women, lagay na lang natin dito na, women seldom use the. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na pag male ang nagsasalita in plain style of a noun or adjective sentence, des is replaced with the. So, for example, I'm a male, watashi wa sanjunisai da. Okay? Then, pag babae naman, female, watashi wa sanjunisai. No more da or des. Pag naka-plain style. Okay? So, the des will become da. Okay? Or wala. Then, the dewa arimasen. The dewa arimasen will become dewa nai. Dewa nai. And then, the ja arimasen will become janai. Okay, so that's the ano ba tawag dyan? Parang plain style, conversion ng polite style nito sila to plain style. Okay? Okay, so that's it for the noun and adjective sentences. Now, for plain style forms naman, okay, in using plain style of saying or talking, sometimes particles are omitted. Okay, so let's put it here, particles. Sometimes are omitted. Particles sometimes are omitted. Are omitted. Okay, so for example is the example particles that usually or sometimes are omitted in plain style is the wa. Okay? Because they are obvious. Pag wa ang ginagamit mo, 'di ba, topic talaga ang before nun. Okay? So pag sa plain style naman, usually the wa, the ga, okay, the wa, the ga, the o for direct object, and the e, okay, are sometimes omitted in plain style. Okay, so note lang here, there are particles na should not be omitted even if your sentence is in plain style. Okay, so these are the de, dani. Kasi yung de, pag hindi mo nilagyan ng de, we don't know if that place is the place you're going or the place the action occurs. Okay, so that's why it is not omitted. If you want to say that this place is the place where the action occurs, it should be followed by the particle de. Then also the ni, because for the agemas, for the moraimas, yung tatlong pair na verbs, if hindi mo siya nilagyan ng ni, we don't know if that noun, which is a person before that, will become the ano ba tawag? Siya ba yung tuturuan? Siya ba yung magbibigay? Okay, so we don't know. It's not obvious kasi. So marami kasing uses ang ni. Okay, of course, the kara also. And then the made, okay, because we don't know when will if this noun is the starting point, then if this noun is the ending point, okay? So it's the kara made should not be omitted even in the plain style form. Also the to, okay? So sino yung kasama? Watashi to, sino yung kasama mong gawin ng isang bagay. And then, for example, noun to, noun. Okay, so we don't know. That's why it is not omitted. And there are also other particles, okay, that should not be omitted. Okay, ito yung sabi ko na are not omitted because the sentence may not be clear. Okay? Yon, may not be clear without them. Okay? So, hindi natin alam kung walang de, ano to? Place na pupuntahan or place na place na kung saan yung action nag-occur, mga ganon. Okay? So that's why it is not omitted, even in the plain style form. Now, number 4, let's go to the te form of the verb plus the imas. Okay? Meaning nung te form of the verb, then imas is from the earlier videos. It is the parang ing format, okay, or the still doing the object, the action, okay. So in plain style form, pag gagawin mong plain style form yung shite imas, okay, the shite plus imas, paano ba ito? The te form of the verb, okay, the te form of the verb plus imas, okay, it will become te form of the verb, still te form of the verb ang gagamitin, but now it will become form of the verb plus iru na lang. Okay? So, hindi na yung imas. Iru na. So, tabete imas will become tabete iru. Nete imas is nete iru. Hataraite imas is hataraite iru. Kekon shite imas is kekon shite iru. Okay? So, ganun ang paggawa ng plain style ng te form of the verb plus the imas. Okay? Excuse me. There are sometimes people use the te form of the verb te form of the verb plus ru lang. Okay? So, wala nang iru. The i. Okay? So, neteru, tabeteru, hataraiteru. Okay? So, wala nang iru. Yung ru na lang. There are some people na ginagamit din yon. Okay? Okay, next. Ito, ay, ano ba? Ito, the mass form of the verb. Okay? The mass form of the verb will become now in plain style the gisio form of the verb. Okay? So, the mass form of the verb, tabemas, is the gisio form of the verb, yung kung sa plain style, da, taberu. Okay? So, tabemas to taberu. So, the gisio form of the verb is the plain style form of the mass form of the verb. Okay, if mashta, yung mashta, verb mashta form, o yung past affirmative. Okay, so it will become the ta form of the verb. Okay, so yung tabemashita will become tabeta. Nomimashita, nonda. Okay? And then, ano pa ba? Benkyou shimashita is benkyou shita. Okay, yun ang mga plain style form ng mashita form of the verb. Then, for the masen, okay, the masen form of the verb, the plain style for that is the nai form of the verb. Okay? Nai form of the verb. So, tabemasen. Sa plain style is tabenai. Nomimasen. Nomanai. Kaimasen. Kawanai. Okay? So, yun yung plain style nila. Sa masen form of the verb. Ang plain style is the nai form of the verb. Okay? And then last for the desga. Okay? Diba? Meron tayong phrase na ganon, the desga. It's like sentence 1 but sentence 2. Okay? So, let's say the sentence 1 here, sentence 1, desga, sentence 2. Meron ganon, diba? Okay, so it's like connecting two sentences with the particle ga. Ang magiging ibig sabihin na nun is sentence 1 but sentence 2. Okay, it's like ganon. So this one will become, in plain style, it will become daga. Okay, and then again, sa mga lalaki lang ito kasi merong da. Okay, so for male lang ito. Male. Okay, and then for females, just the sentence and then without the des and then diretso ka sa ga. Okay, so for example, watashi wa 32 sai desu ga, no, wala tayong pang-bat. Paano ba to? Watashi wa Watashi wa sotsugyo shimashita ga shigoto wa arimasen. Okay, example, let's say, watashi wa sotsugyo, okay, sotsugyo shimashita ga, okay, so shimashita ga shigoto wa arimasen. Okay, hindi ga ang ginamit ko kasi arimasen ang ginamit ko. So, dapat wa particle. Okay, watashi wa sotsugu shimashita ga shigoto wa arimasen. I already, or walang already kasi walang mo. Okay, I graduated but no work. Okay, so that's the English translation for that. So, i-change natin siya, i-convert natin siya into a plain style. Okay, it will become Watashi wa sotsugyo shimashita. That is shita. Okay? Shita ga shigoto wa shigoto wa nai. Okay, so that's how you create the plain style form of that polite style form sentence. Okay, so yung arimasen, it's a verb in its masen form. That's why i-change natin to its knife form of the verb para maging plain style. Okay, so pwede rin dyang wala na si wa. Watashi sotsugyo shita ga shigoto wa nai. Okay, shigoto nai. Pwede rin ganon, shigoto nai. Okay, so understandable na yun, ha? I graduated but no work. Okay? So, that's for the desga. Though wala siyang desga, daga. Okay, so for females naman, ga na lang diretso. Okay. So, paano ito? Siga na lang. Wala na namang ano yun. Okay, so ga na lang. Ga for females. Diretso siya sa ga. Though there are some women naman na nagagamit pa rin ng daga, but seldom use lang. Okay, so almost all females do not use the da. Okay, so parang ano lang din yon, kagaya nung boku. Boku and ore. Okay, that is still watashi, but usually ginagamit yun for plain style ng watashi for boys lang. Okay, boys lang ang nagagamit nun. Parang kung ano kasi, parang kung girl ang gagamit nun, it's like rude. Okay, so it's like parang, bakit lalaki ka? Kasi gumagamit ka ng word na ganun. Okay, parang ganun. So, that's for boys only, the boku and ore. Hi! Okay, so that's it for the sentence 1, the desga S2. Okay? And then for the masga, okay? Ito, 'di ba yung ga is ano? But. Okay, so etong susunod na to is like yung ano ba tawag dito? The example of this. Okay? So, si masga, verb masga, mas form of the verb, and then the ga. Okay? Tabe masga, nomi masga. Yan. Ito, ano pa ba? Kekon shite imasu ga. Ayun. Okay? I am married but I will eat but I will drink but mga ganun na sentence. Okay? So that in that phrase, the plain style for that will become change the mas form of the verb into its jishu form. Okay? And then add the kedo. Okay? Taberu kedo. Ayun. Okay, so, tabemasu ga. Tabemasu ga. Tabemasu ga. Ano ba pwede? Tabemasu ga. Ima. Let's say, ima nemasu ga. Ima nemasu ga issho ni nete kudasai. Okay, so parang let's say sample is dito na lang natin gawin si masu ga. Okay, this one. So, lagyan natin ng example na nemas. Okay, so the verb nemas meaning to sleep. To ima. Ima. Nemas ga. Ima nemas ga. Isho ni nete kudasai. Okay, so I will sleep now. But let's sleep together or let's say 一緒に寝ましょう. So 一緒に寝ましょう. But let's sleep together. Okay? So it's like na parang meron siyang condition. Okay? So I will sleep now but let's sleep together. Okay? Ima nemasu ga issho ni nemashou. Okay? So pag i-translate mo siya into plain style, ima nemasu ga, and then i-change mo siya ng jisho form. Anong jisho form ng nemas? Neru. Okay? So ima neru kedo. Ima neru kedo 一緒に寝よう。一緒に寝よう。Okay? Yan. So, the plain style form naman ng masyo is neyo. Okay? Ganun siya. So, the same pa rin sila ng translation. Naka-plain style lang itong si number 2. Okay, si number 1 yan. Yan. And then ito si number 2. Yan. Okay, so it's the plain style form of this sentence. Yan. So, ima, neru kedo, isyo ni neyo. Ganon. So, nagko-condition siya na, matutulog ako ngayon, pero sabay tayo matulog. Okay? So, it's like ganon na sentence. So, basta, ang isang must form the verb, tapos may ga, gawin mo siyang, tapos gagawin mo siyang to plain style, you will use this sentence pattern. So change the must form of the verb to its jisho form, and then just change the ga to kedo. Okay? So the same meaning, but yan. Okay, so that's what my list said. I guess that's all for the polite style. Meron pang iba siguro, but at least yung important lang na at least ma-introduce ko sa inyo. Okay, so that's the parang when to use the polite style and the plain style form of sentences in talking and writing. And then how to convert the polite style form of the sentence to its plain style. Okay, so andito sila. Yan. Okay, so I guess that's all for the polite style versus plain style form of sentences. Okay, so I guess that's all for this video. では来てくれてありがとうございました。はい、お疲れ様でした。はい、また次の授業です。バイバイ。はい、では皆さんどうでしたか？はい。Okay, so this is the video for how you will convert a polite style to a plain style or casual style sentences. Okay, so it can be used while talking, talking in a conversation or even in writing. Okay, so any questions, clarifications on this topic before we proceed to the last video presentation for this term or for this subject? Anyone? Okay, wala. Okay, so none. はい。では、続きます。 Hi, minasan, konnichiwa. Okay, so I guess this video will be the last video for this class. This might not be all the things you should know about basic Nihongo, but because of time constraints, okay, so this is all I can share and introduce to you. Okay, so for this term, okay, so I guess you have one term only for basic Nihongo. So I hope at least, okay, you learn something about Nihongo. はい、では始めましょう。Okay, so another basic sentence pattern I will introduce to you is the plain form of the verbs. Okay, if you say plain form of the verbs, this is the jishu form of the verb. The ta form of the verb, if the jishu form of the verb is the present, future, affirmative. The ta form of the verb is the past, affirmative, and then the nai form of the verb is the present, future, negative of the verb, and then the nakata form is the for the ano kasi yan, adjectives. Anyway, okay, so that are the forms or the inclusions, okay, under plain form. Okay, so the basic sentence pattern is the plain form of the verb. Okay, plain form of the verb, and then to omoimasu. Okay, this will mean in English that I think that. Okay, what do you think? Parang ganon. Ay, okay, so under sa plain form, how to put this? Okay, under plain form, under plain form, there's this issue form of the verb. Okay, the tak form of the verb, and the nai form of the verb. Under plain form. Okay, so this sentence pattern or this expression is used when expressing conjuncture. Okay, so what do you think of something? What do you think of meron to umaimas, yung mga ganon. Okay? Or it is used when expressing one's opinion. Okay? Hi. So let's put it here as used when expressing conjecture, and then used when expressing one's opinion, and then yeah, that's it. Okay, so gaides. Tapos na tayo sa ides, no? Okay, so the example of this is plain form of the verb. Let's have a verb that what do you think? I think that I think that, okay. Meron to omoimas. Ito omoimas. Okay. I want to say, for example, I'm in a conversation and then the partner of the conversation asks me, where is Mr. Someone, Mr. A. Okay, let's say, let's have a conversation along here, and then B sound. Okay, so I guess it would be better if merong conversation para at least makita natin. Okay, so A sang as Miss Yamada-san. Okay. Yamada-san wa doko desu ka? Doko ni imasu ka? Okay, so where is Mr. Yamada? Hi, where is Mr. Yamada? Okay. And then B-sang will say, for example, Mr. Yamada take a leave in the work. Okay, for example, we are in the workplace, shokuba. Okay, so A-sang asks B-sang, where is Mr. Yamada? Where is Mr. Yamada? And then B-sang will answer, right? And I will say, or B-sang will say, I think he is day off, parang ganon, okay? Or take a leave, or take a day off, take a vacation, parang ganon. Okay, so the nihong or the verb for that is to take a day off, to take a leave is yasumimasu. Okay, so yasumimasu, that is to take a leave or to take a day off. Take a day off. Yan. Okay, so yasumimasu. So based on the sentence pattern, ipi-plain form daw natin si yasumimasu. Okay, so yasumimasu is the mas form or the verb for to take a day off in the present future affirmative form. Okay, so since yasumimasu ang ating word na ipi-plain form, mas to jisho form. Okay? So, what's the jisho form of yasumimasu? Okay? So, yasumimasu is a group 1 verb. Okay? Nag-end siya sa I sound. So, yung mi magiging mu. Okay? So, yasumu. Hai. Yasumu. Yasumu to omoimasu. Okay, so this will mean yasumu to omoimasu is I think he take a day off. Okay, so that's the yasumu to omoimasu. But because parang tapos na, okay, tapos na nagyasumi nag-take ng day off si Mr. Yamada, instead na yasumu ang ilalagay natin, we will take the past tense, yasunda. Okay? Yasunda to omoimasu. He took a day off. Okay? So, parang tapos na kasi siya mag-day off, wala siya sa opisina. That's why parang past tense yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, yasunda to omoimasu. I think he took a day off. Yan. So, it's either in the jisho form. Yung dito, depende sa sentence mo. Okay? If the sentence will require you a present affirmative, you use the jisho form. If the sentence requires past affirmative, that form. Okay? And then, if the sentence will require you a present, future, negative tense, okay, use deny form. Okay? Hi. So that's it for the plain form of the verb, and then to omoimas, meaning sa English nga is I think that, okay? So pwede mong connect ya, pwede mo siyang there is something meron kang opinion or gusto mong sabihin na hindi ka sure. Okay? Parang ganon. And then how you will ask, okay, an interrogative, or how will you create an interrogative sentence using this one, to omoimasu. Okay, meaning yan is, what do you think about? Okay, what do you think about of something, someone, or ganun. Okay, so the interrogative sentence for that, interrogative sentence is, okay, this nani here, okay, this one here is, I read this as nani. Okay, so anything, you can replace this with anything, kung ano yung gusto mong sabihin. And then just add or connect it with a ni tsuite. Meaning ng ni tsuite is about, okay, about something. So nani ni tsuite is about something. And then just add the do for the question word, and then no more to, diretso ka na sa omoimasu ka. Okay? So, nani ni tsuite do omoimasu ka in English is, what do you think about? Okay? So, something. What do you think about something? You're the one na kung ano yung ilalagay mo dito. Ayan. Okay, so the answer will be this one. Yung meron ng ganito. Okay, pwede rin, yeah, because you think, hindi ka sure, ano lang yung gusto mo, ano yung iniisip mo tungkol sa isang bagay. Parang ganun. Okay, so you're not sure about something. So that's the interrogative sentence pattern for that, the to omoimasu. And then, if you will agree and disagree with other people's opinion, you can also use the so omoimasu or so wa omoimasu. Okay, so for agree, for agreeing, ano ba? Word na ba? Okay, for agreeing, use the word, for example, yung nagtatanong is nag-ask or may sinabi siyang ganito, do omoimasu ka? So omoimasu. Okay, so I think that parang diretso na yung sagot niya. Okay, so the so omoimasu ang gagamitin. For disagreeing naman, the so wa omoimasu. Okay? So wa omoimasu. Okay, so if you will agree to other people's opinion, okay? So for agreeing to other people's opinion, you will say the so omoimasu. Okay? So, pwede nang diretso na ganon. Basta you agree to the opinion of a someone or of a person. And then, if you want to disagree or you are disagree to his or her opinion, okay, so the so wa omoimasu ang gagamitin. Hi. Okay, so that's for the to omoimasu. I think that, okay. Pwede mo rin gamitin dyan, what they call this? Adjective. Okay, so for example, you want to ask, what do you think of Mr. Yamada? Okay, so Yamada-san wa. Okay, so Yamada-san ni tsuite do omoimasu ka? Okay, so what do you think about Mr. Yamada? Okay, so if you want to answer, I think he is kind. I think he is something. Ano yung anong description mo sa kanya? Okay, you can use adjective. So, since I think he is kind, okay? So, shinsetsu yung kind sa adjective natin. So, shinsetsu to omoimasu. Okay, so diretso na, plain form lang siya. So, shinsetsu to omoimasu. Or, for example, yung yasashi is kind pa rin. Okay, so, yasashi, i-adjective lang siya. So diretso na siya, yasashi to omoimasu. Okay? Mga ganun na word. So, pwede siyang verb doon. Basta under plain form. Hi. Okay, next. Next sentence pattern or next expression. Okay? Ito. Number 2. The sentence, okay? The sentence, there is a sentence, whole sentence parang kung ano yun talagang sinabi ng isang tao. And then, to iimas. Okay? Pwede rin ditong lagyan mo na plain form of the word. Plain form. Okay, so pag sinabing plain form, pwede pa rin dito yung jisho form of the verb, top form of the verb, and nai form of the verb. Ay, plain form of the verb, to iimas. Okay, this one, meaning ito sa English is say. Okay, parang kumbaga sa Tagalog, sabi niya ganito, ganyan. Parang gano'n. Okay? So, the to iimas ang expression niyan sa Nihongo. Okay? So, sabi ni Mr. Yamada-san wa, ano yung buong sinabi ni Mr. Yamada, and then to iimas. Bale, parang i-repeat mo lang yung ano yung sinabi ni Mr. Yamada. Okay? So, pwede mo rin siyang gamitin na parang ikaw ang nagsabi, pero ipi-plain form mo lang siya. Okay, so example tayo. Let's see. It will be used when quoting. Okay, so select natin to when quoting directly what someone says or said. Okay. So, you may use when quoting directly what someone says or that. Ito siya ha. Ayan, ito si A. Yan. Si A, ito si B. Ito siya, A. Okay, si A is used when quoting directly what someone says or said. Okay, so repeat. Just repeat exactly what they said. What they say. Okay, what they said. Okay, so what they said. And then for the B, si B naman, ginagamit siya for quoting. When quoting, use when quoting indirectly. Okay? Indirectly, what someone says or said. Okay? So, pag gusto mong kung ano talaga yung sinabi ni Mr. A, i-repeat mo lang yon and then just add to iimas. Okay? Yun yung sabi niya. And then if you want to say indirectly, parang ikaw ang nagsasabi, yung parang translate mo lang yung kung anong sinabi ni Mr. A. Okay? Use the be. Okay? The plain form of the verb and then to iimas. Okay? Okay, let's have an example for A. Si A. Under A. Ay, eto. A. Kay A, ano bang pwedeng example to iimashita? Okay, so Mira-san, or let's say Yamada-san. Okay, Yamada-san wa. Okay, and then if you are writing, okay, so hindi ka you're not into a conversation. When you are writing, you will use this one. Okay, this what do you call this? This symbol. Okay, this one for quoting what that someone or what Yamada-san said. Okay, so para siyang ito parang ganun kung sa atin pa. Okay, right, so Yamada-san, ano yung sinabi ni Yamada-san daw? Yamada-san wa Kyo wa yasumi desu to iimasu. Okay, so for example, nag-usap kayo ni Yamada-san daw, and then sabi ni Yamada-san is kyo wa yasumi desu. Okay, so I will take a day off today, parang ganon. Or I am day off today, parang yun yung sinabi niya. So you just copy or repeat what Yamada-san said, and then whole sentence, you will say the whole sentence and then add the to iimasu. Okay? Meaning niyan is Mr. Yamada said that he is day off today. Okay? It's like parang ganon. Right. And then for the B example naman, yung indirectly mong i-quote kung anong sinabi ni Mr. Yamada. Okay? So you will use the plain form of the verb. So yasumi. Okay? So yasumi is a noun, okay? Meaning day off. Okay? So the plain form for quoting, okay, as I've said sa plain form, casual versus the polite style, okay? So, pag noun sentence, wala nang des. Pag lalaki ang magsasalita, merong da. Yung des, papalitan ng da. Pero pag babae ang magsasabi, no more da. Okay? So, the plain form of the yasumi, kyo wa yasumi desu is kyo wa yasumi. Okay? So we will put it here, Yamada-san wa. Okay, so no more this one, the double apostrophe. Okay, so wala nang ganon. Yamada-san wa, direction na. Yamada-san wa, kyo pala, kyo, since today is a adverb of time, kyo yasumi to iimasu. Okay, so that's it for the this one, the plain form to verb and then to iimasu. Okay, the same meaning sa English. Okay, Mr. Yamada said that he is day off today. Okay, so hindi mo lang sinabi kung ano talaga yung buong sinabi ni Mr. Yamada. Okay, so parang translate mo lang into kung paano mo siya sasabihin. Okay? Though the same pa rin yung meaning. Okay? Of course, pag magsasabi ka, dapat the same meaning rin kung gusto mong gumamit nitong indirectly. Okay? Hi. So that's for the iimas. Kumbaga sa atin pa is ito yung sabi niya, sabi niya, ganito, ganyan. Okay? So it can be either directly or indirectly. Hi, next. Next sentence pattern is the toki. Okay, so in this one, jishu form of the verb can either be jishu form of the verb or nai form of the verb or an adjective. Adjective plus the last e, and then for the nai adjective, the na adjective plus the na, and then for nouns, if it is a noun, then add the no, and then how to put this one on. Okay, so this one, just add toki. Excuse me. Toki. And then, your sentence. Okay, so kung ano yung gusto mong sabihin. This one can be translated in English as when. Okay, so when. Okay, kung ano yung nandito mo before the toki, when is your sentence. Yan. Okay? So this expression here, use to connect, okay, use to connect two sentences. Used to connect two sentences and expresses the time when the state or action described in the main sentence exists or occurs. Okay, so let's have examples for the jishu form of the verb and then toki. Okay, so that's your sentence. Let's have jishu form of the verb. Jishu form of the verb. Yes. Okay. Jishu form of the verb when okay. When toki kairu toki, okay, kairu toki. Okay, so this kairu here is go home, huh? So kairu toki, supa e kaimono shini Okay, so kairu toki supa e kaimono shini ikimasu. Okay, so when I go home, okay, so in your parang in your way home, okay, so when I go home, I will go to the supermarket to have some to do some grocery. To do some grocery. Okay, so the kairotoki is when I go home or when on my way home. Okay, so parang ganon. I will go to the supermarket to do some grocery. Supa. Okay, supa is supermarket. And then kaimono shi ni ikimasu is this sentence pattern here is if you have a purpose in going. Okay, so my purpose in going to the supermarket is to do groceries. Okay, kaimono shini. Okay, kaimono shimasu is to do groceries kasi. Okay, so or to shop some shopping. Yan. Okay, so that's the example for the jisho form of the verb. And then for the nai form of the verb naman, okay, nai form of the verb plus toki. So, Hai, tabenai toki. Okay, so the verb tabemas, pag i-convert mo siya into the nai form, it's in group 2, so the root will be replaced lang with the nai. Okay, so tabenai toki. Okay, so tabenai toki when I will not eat or ba? When I don't want to eat. Tabetakunai na lang. Okay, so tabetakunai. Okay, still nai form yan siya ha. Tabetakunai toki ni. Tabetakunai toki ni. Ano, tabetai toki. Tabetai toki. Tabetai toki. When I don't want to eat. When I don't want to eat, I sleep. Okay, for example, that's the sentence lang. Okay, so hirap maghanap kasi ng sentence. Okay, so tabetakunai toki ni, when I don't want to eat, I sleep. Ay, nemasu. So when I don't want to eat, I sleep. Okay? So, parang yun yung gagawin mo pag hindi mo gagawin yung before ng toki. Okay? Ito yung gagawin mo pag ganito yung time. Okay? So, if you feel na hindi mo gustong kumain, matutulog ka. Okay? And then for the e-adjective. Okay? E-adjective. Ito. Hai. Ito. Sono ka bang ga? Sono ka bang ga yasui toki? Ano na lang. When that bag yun na lang. Kabang, sono kabang ga yasui toki. Okay, so yasui is an e-adjective. Okay, so sumama yung yung last e natin dito. Okay, yasui toki. Sono kabang ga yasui toki. Yasui toki. Tabun. Okay, tabun is maybe. Tabun okuhito. Tabun okuhito. Tabun so sunokabang is that bag. Yasui toki is when cheap. Okay, the yasui here is cheap. So mura. And then tabun is maybe, and then kaimas is the verb for to buy. Okay, so to translate this, when that when that bag is cheap, when that bag is cheap, or hindi na lang. Okay, so let's change it. Let's change this one. This example here. Suno kabanga atarashi toki. Atarashi toki. Suki deshita. Yan, ito na lang. Okay, so suno kabanga atarashi toki suki deshita. Yan, so yung atarashi is new. Okay, so when new daw yung bag, ski is like. Yan, deshita ang gamit niya. So, gusto niya yung bag nung bago pa. Parang ganon. Okay, so when that bag was new, when that bag, I like that bag. I like that bag. I like that bag when it was new. Okay? So, parang ganun yung sa sentence niya. Kasi kung gagawin natin when that bag was new, I liked it. Parang ano. Okay, so ito na lang yung English and then I like that bag when it was new. Okay, so suno kabanga atarashi toki suki deshita. Okay, so nung bago pa yung bag na yun, gusto ko yun. Parang ganun yung sentence. Okay, so that's how you use the toki when. Okay, when that something, when that place was, or when I will go home, mga ganun na expressions or kung gusto mong gawin sa sentence yun. Okay, so meron na tayong e-adjective. How about the na-adjective? Okay, so na-adjective. Hi. So ang idadagdag is na. Ay, hima na toki. Let's say hima. Okay, hima na toki. Okay, so when you are free, hima na toki, tetsudate kudasai. Tetsudate kudasai. Tetsudate. Let's say, hima na toki asobi ni kite kudasai. Hima na toki, when you are free or when free, anata wa, let's say anata wa. Anata wa hima na toki issho ni sushi o tabe ni ikimasen ka? Okay, so anata wa hima na toki issho ni sushi o tabe ni ikimasen ka? Okay, so when you are free, let's eat together. Okay, when you are free, let's eat sushi. Let's go eat na lang. Let's go, no, not let's go pala. Shall we pala. Kasi ikimasen ka. You're inviting someone. Okay? Or let's say, can we? Okay? Can we go eat sushi together? Okay? It's like you're asking or you're inviting him or her to eat sushi together when that someone is free. Okay, so you can also use the toki when you want to ask when are you free, parang ganon. Okay, so hima na toki, so hima na toki itsu desu ka? Okay, so when are you free? Okay, parang ganon. When is your free time? Parang ganon. Itsu desu. Hima na toki itsu desu ka? When is your free time? Okay? So if you want to ask when is his or her free time, okay, that is the question you will ask in Nihongo. Hima na toki itsu desu ka? Okay, so that's for the na adjective. How about naman if your toki before the toki is a noun? Okay, so you will add the particle no. So noun no. Ito. Noun no. Okay. Ito. Shigoto no toki. Okay, shigoto is work. Shigoto is work, so it's a noun. Shigoto no toki gambatte imasu. Okay, so shigoto no toki gambatte imasu in English is when I'm in work, or yeah, when I am in work. When I am in work, I am doing my best. Okay, so gambarimasu kasi is the verb for to do one's best. Okay, so pag sinabi mo naman gambatte, te form the verb, and then imas is meaning nun occurring pala, not occurring, still doing. Okay, still doing the verb. So I am doing my best. Hi, when I am in work, I am doing my best in Nihongo is shigoto no toki gambatte imasu. Okay, so that's how you use the jisho form of the verb, the nai form of the verb, the i adjective, na adjective, and a noun before the word toki. Meaning nun sa English is when. Okay? So that's how you use the third sentence pattern. Now, be careful by the way sa sa paggamit ng jisho form of the verb in here. Okay, where is it? This one. Okay. Kairu toki, the jisho form of the verb and the ta form of the verb. Okay, pwede mo kasi rin gamitin yung ta form. Okay, let's have an example of a ta form, and then let's see the difference, okay, sa meaning nun. Okay, so the same sentence. Kaita toki ni supae kaimono shi ni ikimasu. Okay? So, since yung when mo is at ta form, past tense na, so ang ibig sabihin nito is when I went home, supae kaimono shi ni ikimasu. So, dapat nakauwi ka pa before ka pupunta sa supermarket. Kasi dito sa first sentence, sa kairu toki, when on your way home, you will go to the supermarket. So, hindi ka pa nakauwi. Pero itong sa kaita toki, nakauwi ka na sa bahay and then doon ka pa pupunta sa Okay? Sa supermarket. Okay? So, when I went home, or when I went home, I will go to the supermarket to do some grocery. Okay? So, that's the difference between the two. So, be careful kung ang gusto mong ibig sabihin is on the way On the way of yung verb, kung ano yung verb na before sa toki. So, on the way, for example, in this sentence, on the way pa sa pag-uwi mo ka, pupunta ka sa supermarket. So, hindi ka pa nakauwi. Pero itong sa ta form of the verb plus toki, nakauwi ka na sa bahay, and then, dun ka pa pupunta sa supermarket. Okay? So, be careful with these two. Kasi ano ba tawag yan? Maiiba na yung meaning kung ang ibig mo palang sabihin is uuwi ka muna sa bahay, tapos pupunta ka sa supermarket, tapos ginamit mo kairotoki. Okay? So, be careful. Okay, so yun lang yung note doon. And then, sa next na tayo, next is the jisho form of the verb. Jisho form of the verb plus the particle to. And then this one, your sentence. Okay? The to here will mean ano tawag ito? Expressing the situation where as a result of a certain action, another action or matter inevitably happens. Okay. So when you do this verb, okay, when you do the verb before the to, something will happen. Parang ganon. Okay, so it's a parang conditional, not conditional, parang ganon. Conditional sentence. Pag ginawa mo itong verb na to, mangyayari itong sentence dito. Okay, so isulat muna natin yung parang kailan siya gagamitin. So, though it's better to have examples, okay, we can understand a certain sentence pattern when we have examples. Okay, so anyway, I will just write this one here. Okay, situation where as a result of a certain action, another action or matter inevitably happens. Okay. So, pag gagawin, as a result of a certain action, another action or matter. Yeah. So, kung gagawin mo ang action before the to, another action or kung ano yung mangyayari. Okay? Merong mangyayari pag gagawin mo yung action before that to. Okay? So, let's have example. W action. Issue from the verb and then to plus ano yung mangyayari. Hai. To. Okay? Kono, let's say, kono botan. Kono botan o osu to. Okay? Also is the jisho form of the verb oshimasu, meaning push. Okay? To push. Okay? Kono botan o osu to, anong mangyayari? Hai, otsuri ga demasu. Otsuri is change. Okay? And then demasu is the verb for ano yan? To parang lalabas, ano ba tawag dyan? Will come out, okay? To come out. Yan, to come out something or come out. Yeah, to come out. Yeah. Hi. Okay, so button here is button. Okay, yung pinipress na button. Then also is push. Okay, since our direct object is button, so press yung gagamitin natin sa English. Okay, so osu to otsuri ga demasu. Hi, in English that is, it's like if you push, okay, if you push this button or press, okay, if you push this button, otsuri is change. The change will come out. The change will come out. Okay? This sentence is usually ginagamit pag nagtuturo ka sa how to use a jido hanbaiki. Okay? Jido hanbaiki is a vending machine. Yan. So, このボタンを押すとお釣りが出ます。Okay? So, this sentence pattern also is very useful if you're giving instructions. Okay? So, if you want to give instruction to a certain person, of course, merong mga if you do this thing, something will happen. Parang ganon. Okay? So, that's how you use the jisho form of the verb plus the particle to, and then another action will happen. Yan. So, このボタンを押すとお釣りが出ます。Yan. Ano pa bang pwedeng example dito? Koreo. Okay, for example, nasa ano tayo? Nasa sci-fi movie. Okay? Koreo. Kono nomimono. Okay? Kono nomimono. Nomimono is drink. Kono nomimono o nomu to chisaku naru. Chisaku narimasu. Chisaku narimasu. Yan. Okay, so it's like parang dun sa Alice in Wonderland. Okay, if you drink this, drink. Okay, if you nomimono is drink, and then nomu is to drink. Okay, the jisho form of the verb nomimasu. And then chisaku narimasu is the parang rule on how to change a adjective to narimasu. Okay, so to become will become small. Okay, chisai is small and then narimasu is become. Okay, so kono nomimono nomu to if you drink this drink, parang redundant na, so ano na lang dito is kore na lang, kore o nomuto. Okay. If you drink this you will become small. Okay. So liliit ka daw pag iinumin mo yan. Okay, so that's another example for using the jisho form of the verb plus the particle to. Okay, and then something will happen. Okay, let's say if paano ba yan i-translate? If, then inevitably. If verb inevitably action. Anyway, parang gano'n na rin siya. Okay, so I don't know how to translate that expression to the English. Ito. Okay, now, in this sentence pattern, in this expression, if you want to always, ano lang talaga to ha, parang statement, okay? Always ginagamit to na sentence pattern kung magtatanong ka, pwede rin yan sa pagtatanong. Let's say, kore o osu to. Kore o osu to. Nani ga ano ba tawag niyan? Okonaimasu ka? Okonaimasu ka? Hey. Okay, so, kore o usu to, nani ga okonaimasu ka is what will happen if you push this button. Okay, parang ganun yun. Pwede mo rin yung gamitin if you want to ask. What will happen if I push this button? Okay? Ay, kore o usu to, nani ga okonaimasu ka? Okay, so anong mangyayari kung ipupush ko tong button na to. Ayan. And then, if you want to answer, this one. Konobota no osuto otsuri ga demasu. Yan. Or anything, kung ano yung button na tinutukoy niya. Okay, so that's how you use the to. But if you want to say tie, okay, verb tie this, that's the hope. If you want to say the verb and then masenka, which is an invitation, and then if you want to have or to say request, the kudasai, okay, the te form of the verb and then kudasai, and then the will, okay, the will in going. So meron kang purpose why you will go there. Hindi mo na magagamit itong sentence pattern na to. But instead na to, okay, instead na to, papalitan mo siya ng ra. And then the jisho form will become now ta form of the verb. Okay? So here, ta form of the verb, and then ra. And then what will happen? Okay, so it's like if, okay, if I will do this, or if I have this, yan, the action will be here. Okay, so for example, let's say this one is used when the speaker wants to state her opinion, situation, request, etc. Yung mga invitation, yung hope niya, okay? In a conditional sentence. Okay, so let's have an example here. Example. Let's say for the verb muna, verb. Okay, so pag verb, you should have the ta form. Hay, eto. Ano ba yung pwede? Hay, okane. Okane ga attara. Okay, so the attara is arimas. The ta form of the verb arimas is atta, di ba? Atta. Hindi siya aata, but atta. Okay, so and then lalagyan lang ng ra, kukonekan, append ng ra particle, you will now have the attara. Okay, meaning yan, if I have money, parang ganon, if I have money, okane ga attara, if I have money, hay, ryoko shimasu. Okay, so if I have money, so sa sarili ko ha, it's my opinion, it's in my situation which is having a money. Okay, if I have money, I will travel. Okay, ryoko shimasu is travel, to travel. Okay, so that's how you use the ra particle and with the ta form of the verb. Ano pa, if I will use the e adjective. Okay, so in using the e adjective here, wala nang, ano ba tawag ito? Last sound na, last e sound. Okay, no more last e sound. And then still the past tense of the e adjective. The past tense of e adjective is ikata. Okay, so yasukattara. Hai, yasukattara pasokon o kaitai desu. Okay, So, kaitai is want to buy. Okay. So, yasukatara, if it will be cheap, parang ganun. If it will be cheap, if it will be cheap, if it is cheap, yasukatara, if it will, if it, yasukatara, if it is cheap, parang ganun. If it is cheap, I want to buy a computer. Okay, so if the computer is cheap, parang ganon, he or she wants to buy it. Parang ganon. Okay, so yasukatara pasukono kaitai desu. If it is cheap, I want to buy a computer. So yasui, yung cheap, yasui, merong i dapat dyan, pero remember in adjectives, okay, so how to make an e adjective past tense. So remove the last e sound and replace with kata. Yan, and then just add the ra. Yan. For a na adjective, let's say, hi na adjective. Okay, the na adjective past tense is just add the da. Okay? Data. Pag na adjective, then da, that is the plain style form of the present affirmative. But if you will convert that into the past tense, himadata. Okay? Ano himadata? The na adjective and then data. Okay? So in this case, I will use the hima. Hima. Okay? Himadatara. Okay, if you are free, tetsudate kudasai. Okay, tetsudate or tetsudaimasu is to help. Okay, so that's the verb for to help, tetsudaimasu. And then if you want to ask for a request, or if you want to ask someone to help you, you will change the tetsudaimasu to the te form, which is tetsudate, and then just add the word kudasai, meaning please help. Okay, so himadattara, if you have free time, if you are free, please help me. Okay, if you are free, please help me. Hima is free. Okay. That's for the na adjective. How about noun? Okay, noun. What noun can be used? Okay, so a noun is the same with a na adjective. So instead na des, you will replace it with da. And then the deshta is data. Okay? So the ta form of deshta is data. Noun. Let's think of a noun and noun. Hi. Itenki. Okay, itenki is good weather. Okay, tenki is weather or panahon. Yeah, weather. Yeah. Then is good. Okay, so itenki is good weather. If good weather, yan. So if good weather, sampo shimasen ka? Okay, so I am inviting you to take a walk if the weather will be good, parang ganun. Okay, so if the weather is good, can we take a walk? So you're inviting someone to take a walk with you if the weather is good. Okay, so that's how you ask for an invitation. Then you have a conditional sentence. Okay, pag ganito ang panahon, can we take a walk? Parang gano'n. Okay, so that's the use of the ra. If you want to form the verb, the noun. Okay, so adjectives, plus the ra. Okay, so if you want to ask for invitation, for a request, for your will, okay, or your hope, the tie, you will use the ra. Okay, not the to. The same meaning sila, diba? Yan, the same meaning if, but in this case, dito sa to, it's a statement. Okay, so if you do this thing will happen. Okay, inevitably will happen. And then this one here, it's a conditional. Okay, conditional sentence siya na. If this thing will happen, can we can we do this thing? Okay, parang ganon siya. Okay, so that's the difference of this one. That's the difference between this one and this one. Okay? Hi, so that's for the ra. And then, pag contrary naman dito kay if, dito sa conditional sentence na if, contrary to this is the mo particle. Okay? And then, hindi na siya ta form of the verb, but te form of the verb. Okay? So, contrary to the ta form of the verb, ta form of the verb, ra. Okay? So, contrary to that, there's this sentence pattern, which is te form of the verb, te form of the verb, and then for adjectives, e adjective, and then the last e will be removed, and then replace it with kute. Replace it with kute. And then for na adjective, use the de particle, and the same with noun, use the de particle. Okay, and then connect it with the mo particle. Okay, mo. Okay, so that will mean even if. Okay, so meaning ng even if, kahit na ganito yung situation, dito, kahit na ganito yung situation, we will do the action here. Okay, so parang kahit na anong mangyari, parang ganun, kahit na anong mangyari, we will do this action here. Okay, we will do the situation to be said here. Okay, so even if. So that's why it's contrary to this, because it's a conditional sentence. Kung ano yung dito, dun mo pa lang siya gagawin. Okay, pero dito sa mo particle, kahit na anong mangyari, gagawin natin to. Okay, so even if. Let's have examples here for the. Okay, so use to present a reverse condition. Yeah, ano pa? To use when an action which is expected to be taken, or an event which is expected to be taken, or an event which is expected to happen naturally in given circumstances. Does not materialize. Does not materialize a thing. Turns out in in a way opposite to a socially so yan lang yung isusulat ko na lang dyan, but let's have example para mas maintindihan. Okay, so for example, for the te form of the verb, let's have, okay, so ame here is not the can be. Okay, so there are two different lang sila sa kanji. Okay, ame is rain or candy. Okay, so ame here is rain. Okay, so ame ga futtemo. Okay, futtemo sentaku shimasu. Sentaku shimasu. Yan. Okay, so futte is the te form of the verb furimas, meaning to fall. Okay, futte mo, yung to rain, something ganyan. So ginagamit lang yung furimas sa rain, sa snow, kung ano yung magre-rain, basta something ganon. Okay, so for example, umuulan ng money, pwede rin yun. O kaniga furimas, parang gano'n. Okay? Futteimas, yan. It's raining money, parang gano'n. Okay, so futte is the te form of the verb furimas, meaning to fall, okay, or to rain. So ame here is rain, and then futte is to rain, parang gano'n. The verb for to rain, and then sentaku shimasu is to wash. Okay, wash clothes. Sentaku is dalawa kasing sentaku shimasu na verb, but different in kanji. The one is to choose. Okay, sentaku shimasu is to choose. And then sentaku na to wash. Okay, sentaku shimasu. Yan. Okay, so in this sentence, ame ga futte mo. Okay, so even if it rains. Okay, so even if it rains, I will wash clothes. Yan. Okay, so kahit na umulan, I will wash my clothes. So that's a parang kahit na umulan, bumagyo, okay, maglalaba ako. Yan. Ay, ano pa for the, that is for the te form of the verb. Now for the e-adjective. E-adjective. Ito. Ito. Yasuku temo. Okay? So, wala nang e-adjective. Wala nang e-adjective. Wala nang e-sound sa last, and then I replace it with kute, and then just add the mo particle. So, yasuku temo. Ito. Watashi wa. Watashi wa hikoki ni noranai or norimasen. Okay, so yasuku temo watashi wa hikoki ni norimasen is even if it is cheap, okay, I will not ride an airplane. Okay, so pag kahit na yung price ng isang flight is very cheap, parang ganon, let's say totemo, para merong adverb talaga, very cheap. Okay, so totemo yasuku temo watashi wa hikoki ni norimasen. Siguro may takot siya sa high level or high altitude. That's why he don't want to ride a an airplane. So even if it is very, okay, tutemo is very, adverb, very cheap, I will not ride an airplane. Okay, so that's the sentence for using the yasukutemo. Okay, so kahit na murang-mura pa yan, hindi talaga ako sasakay. Ay. And then for the na-adjective, so lalagyan ng de and then mo. Ay. Okay, so benri de mo. Benri is convenient. Okay, benri de mo. Benri is a na-adjective for convenient, and then for na-adjective, lalagyan ng de particle and add the mo particle. Benri de mo, pasokon no atsukaimasen. Atsukaimasen. Okay, so benri de mo, pasokon no atsukaimasen is even if it is convenient. Okay, kahit na yung paggagamit ng computer is very convenient, I will not use computer. Okay, skaimas is the skaimasen is the masen form of the verb skaimas, okay, meaning to use. Then pasokon is computer, and then benri is convenient. Okay, so benri de mo, pasokon no skaimasen, even if it is convenient, I will not use computer. Okay? So last, I guess for the noun. Okay? Mayroon tayong noun. Noun, so noun and then de. Ay, noun. Even if. Hi, nichiyoubi de mo. Okay, so the noun is nichiyoubi, meaning Sunday. And then for nouns, lalagyan ng de particle, tama? And then the particle mo. So, nichiyoubi de mo hatarakimasu. Okay, hatarakimasu is to work. So, even if it is Sunday, I will work. Okay? So, ano siya? Overtime. Hindi naman sa overtime kasi Sunday. Parang gusto niya lang talaga magtrabaho siguro. Ayaw niya sa bahay. Okay? So, kahit na linggo, nag-work siya. Okay? So, I will work. Hatarakimasu. Or pwede mo rin siyang lagyan ng hataraiteimasu. Hataraiteimasu. Okay? So, hataraiteimasu. I am working. Even if it is Sunday, I am working. Okay. So that's the mo particle for the meaning niyan even if. Okay? And then next is the expression yori. Okay? The yori hodo and the no hoga. Meaning ng yori. Okay, so let's say sentence pattern muna tayo. Okay, number 1. Ito, yori. Meaning ng yori dito is it's like more adjective than N1 wa N2 yori. Okay, always adjective yon kasi nag-describe more what adjective. Okay, yes. So meaning nito is N1 wa N2 yori adjective. This N1 wa N1 okay is more adjective, kung ano yung adjective mo, than into. And N2. Okay? So, N1 is more adjective than N2. Always adjective yan ha kasi ano ka parang kino-compare mo silang dalawa, sino ang mas maganda, mas pangit, mas malaki, parang ganon. Okay, so yori ang gagamitin doon pag gusto mong gumamit ng positive, more. Okay, so example is let's have N1, then N2, and then let's have an adjective. Ito. Yamada-san wa Takahashi-san yori tsuyoi desu. Okay, so Yamada-san is a person, Takahashi-san is person, but Yamada-san is more tsuyoi than Takahashi-san. Okay, tsuyoi in English is strong. Okay, it's a e adjective meaning strong. Hi, tsuyoi. So Yamada-san, Mr. Yamada, by the way, Mr. Yamada is strong or more strong or stronger. Yeah. Is stronger than Takahashi-san. Mr. Takahashi. Mr. Takahashi. Okay, so that's how you use yori when you are comparing two objects, two nouns, which is more beautiful, which is more stronger. Okay, so which is adjective here, parang ganon. Hi. That's how for yori. Yori is used for positive. Okay, so more. How about naman the negative? Not as stronger than, ganyan. So in this sentence pattern naman, hindi na yori ang gagamitin. That's the hodo will come out. Okay. Next is hodo. Hodo sentence pattern is, okay, so negative to siya. So dapat your adjective will become, it is also paired with a negative adjective. Okay, so paano ba yan? N1 wa, the same pa rin sila, N1 wa, and then N2 hodo, adjective this, adjective negative adjective, parang ganun. Okay, so it should be a negative adjective this. Okay, this one here is a negative adjective. Yan. So N1, parang ganun sa English, N1 is not as adjective, is not as adjective as N2. Okay? So si N1 ay hindi masyadong strong kaysa kay N2. Okay? So we'll have an example here. What adjective? What adjective? Okay, the adjective here can be a na adjective or e adjective. Basta you should know lang paano siya i-negative. Okay, so for e adjective, the kunai, okay, the kunakata or the kunai, and then for the what do you call this? The na adjective is the dewanai or janai, janakata or dewanakata. Okay. So let's have an example. Hi. Ito. Aki-san wa Who will we compare it? Miki-san or Mina-san? Aki-san wa minasan hodo. Minasan hodo. Kirei de wa arimasen. Okay, so Aki-san is a name, Mina-san is name also, and then Hodo is for the negative comparison of two objects. And then your adjective should also be in a negative style. Okay, so kirei, instead na kirei yung gagamitin ko, it's the kirei de wa arimasen. Hi, so Aki-san, Miss Aki is not as beautiful than Miss Mina. Okay, so that's how you use the hodo. Now for the nohoga. Okay, nohoga. Ito. Number 3. Nohoga. Okay, so this one, the sentence pattern for this is N1 nohoga. Okay, so noun kasi siya, that's why merong no. N1 nohoga, pero pag verb, later also, pag verb na kasi, wala nang no. Hi. Ito, N1 nohoga. N2 yori. Okay, so N2 yori. That's the sentence pattern, ha. N2 yori. Adjective des. Adjective des. Okay, this one is I or the noun. Let's say I am. Okay, so I prefer paano ba yan? Prefer N1 than N2. Okay? So, mas gusto ko si N1 kaysa kay N2. Yeah. So, it can be a noun here. It can, anything. A person, or it can be a person, an object. Okay? So, let's say, example. Nohoga. Pag gusto mong person. Okay? So, you can use here person. Ito, Mitsui sensei nohoga ito Akira sensei yori what do you want? Yori Akira-san yori suki desu. Meron palang adjective comment. Suki desu. Okay, so merong adjective dito, ha. Ito. Prefer N1 than N2 for being adjective. Parang ganun. Okay, so it's like parang ganyan. Okay, so Mitsue sensei no hoga Akira sensei yori suki desu. Okay, so I like or I prefer Mitsui teacher Mitsui Teacher Mitsui than Teacher Akira. Okay, so parang ganyan. Then if you want to, that's for the person. Ano pa ba? Mm. Pag object, eto. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream no naka wa. Ice cream no naka wa. Okay, so in all ice cream, um, um, vanilla. 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 Ano ba to? Vanilla. Vanilla aji no hoga. Chocolate. Choko yori. Chocolate aji yori. Suki desu. Yan. Okay, so ice cream no naka is like in all of ice creams, okay? In all ice creams, vanilla flavor, okay? Vanilla, then aji is taste. Pwede rin wala ng aji yan, pwede rin, okay? Kasi pag sinabi mong ice cream, flavor talaga. Okay, so pwede mo nang i-omit yung aji doon. So vanilla na lang tsaka chocolate. Okay, so vanilla no hoga chocolate yori suki desu. It will mean I prefer vanilla than chocolate. I prefer vanilla flavor. Okay, so vanilla flavor than chocolate flavor. Flavor you pala talaga. Okay, so you. I prefer vanilla flavor than chocolate flavor of all ice cream. Okay? Or pwede mo rin ditong iunahin of all ice creams. Of all ice cream. Of all ice creams, I prefer vanilla flavor than chocolate flavor. Okay, so that's how you use the no hoga plus the yori. Okay, so it will mean na I prefer this one than this one. Right? Okay, and then for the yori, much more adjective than something, someone. Okay? Then the hodo is for the adjective. Kabaliktaran nitong more. Okay? Not as. And then the no hoga is sino, ano yung preferred mo. Okay? So that's for the nouns. Okay? So what if naman, sensei, pag under no hoga pa rin ha, no hoga. Under no hoga, and then verbs. Okay, ano nang magiging meaning nun? Okay, so if you will use the ta form of the verb, plus hoga, then ides. Okay, so meron talagang ides. Hindi yan mawawala. It will mean, or let's say, nai. Kasi meron, the form of the verb is the positive na gagawin. And then, pag nai form naman is negative. Nai form of the verb, still, hoga ides. Okay, this will mean that had better verb, had better do the verb, parang ganon, or ano ba bang ibang meaning? It would be better to do the verb. Okay? to do the verb, or should verb. Okay? And then for the nai form of that, the kabalikaran nito, okay, the opposite. So had not better do the verb, it would be better to not do the verb or shouldn't do the verb. Parang ganun. Okay, should not do the verb. Example here. Okay, so okay. Ano nga yung ano? Ano nga yung Hosoy? Okay. Hosoy kara. Hosoy kara. Okay, because you are thin, it's better to not diet, to not do diet. Okay, so hosoy kara dieto. Dieto. Ano spelling ng dieto? Dieto. Dieto wa. Dieto ga. Dieto ga. Kasi yung wa is ano to. Okay, so anata wa hosoy kara dieto ga shinai hoga ii desu. Okay, so because you are thin, okay, you should not do dieting. Okay, so it's better to not do diet because you are thin. Parang ganon. Okay, so that's the rule. No, that's the role of the hoga ides in a ta form of the verb or nai form of the verb. Okay, so ang ginamit ko dito is the nai form of the verb she, shimasu. Okay, so shinai hoga ides. Hay, ano pa ba? Choshi ga, okay, choshi ga warui toki. Okay, choshi ga warui toki, yasunda ho ga ii desu. Yan, so I use the ta form of the verb na for the yasumimasu, okay? Yung mu naging enda. Okay, so yasunda ho ga ii desu. Ta form of the verb yasumimasu and then ho ga ii desu. This will mean choshi ga warui toki. Okay, so when your body is weak, okay, warui is bad kasi when your health na lang, when your health is bad, yasunda hoga ii desu. It would be better if you rest. Okay? Yasumimasu is to rest. Yan. Yasunda hoga ii desu. It would be better if you rest when your health is bad. Choshi ga warui toki. Okay? Or karada ga warui toki. Pwede rin. So, when your body is weak, okay? Weak is tsuyokunai. Pwede na rin yung warui toki. Parang bad condition yung health mo ba? Okay? So, when your health is in bad condition, parang ganun. When your health is in bad condition. It would be better if you rest. Okay, so that's how you use the ta form of the verb plus the hoga ii desu. Hi. Ano pa? Okay, how to answer the doyate question. Okay, doyate desu ka? Doyate desu ka? Okay, so it's a question, interrogative sentence, meaning the how, okay, how you will go here. So, koko ni doyate ikimasu ka? Okay, how or in what way? In what way? By what means? Okay. And yan yung mga meaning ng doyate desu ka. Okay, it's a question word. And then, this question word can be at the beginning. Okay, for example, doyate lang. Doyate desu ka? Okay, or doyate ikimasu ka? Ayan. And then also, it can be in the mid-sentence. Okay, so, koko ni, doyate ikimasu ka? Or, Tokyo eki made doyate ikimasu ka? Okay, so parang ganon. So let's have an example of a sentence na nasa beginning ang doyate. Okay? For example, doyate ito, doyate kareshi. Doyate kareshi to. Okay? Deaimashita ka? Okay, deaimashita is like to meet accidentally. Okay, so kailan kayo or how did you meet your boyfriend? Parang ganun. Okay, so since meeting your boyfriend is accidentally lang, so hindi talaga kayo magkakilala. So that's why we use the deaimashita. Kasi kung aimashita lang is meet. Okay, so nagplano kayo na mag-meet. Pero yung deaimashita or deaimas, it's like a meeting accidentally. Okay? So, how did you meet your kareshi, boyfriend pala. Boyfriend. Okay, so that's the question. Then, if you want to answer that question, of course, pwede nang any answer. Hindi na yung kagaya sa do desu ka na adjective lang yung answer. Okay, so you can answer by saying where's the place, when is the time, or you will explain how did you meet. Okay? So another example for in the mid sentence, okay, yung doyate. Tokyo eki. Tokyo eki. Okay, Tokyo eki is Tokyo Station. Tokyo eki made. Okay, so until how to get there. Doyate ikimasu ka? Okay, so nasa mid sentence siya, nasa gitna. So this one will mean how can I get to, okay, to the Tokyo Station. Okay, so how can I get to the Tokyo Station? So Tokyo eki made doyate ikimasu ka? So you're asking for how to get there. Okay, so if the one you ask will answer, you will ride this train, and then he or she can answer the time, okay, the time or the duration of the time on how to get there, parang mga ganun. So hindi na siya adjective, any answer will do na. Basta doyate desu ka ang question. Okay, so that's for the doyate. Next, the expression ichiban. Okay, this will be the last topic for this video. Okay, for yung video na to kasi kinuha ko na lang yung mga pwedeng i-introduce sa inyo na at least magamit niyo for a basic for a beginner. Okay, so ichiban will mean the best. Okay, so what's the number one, what's the most, yan, the best or the most. Okay, ichiban suki, the most favorite, the most like, yan. Okay, hi. Ito. Or pag sinabi mo number one, pwede rin. Okay, number one. Okay, yung ichiban is number one na yung pinaka-favorite. And then pwede rin pag sinabi mo kasing my favorite, okay, my favorite is yun na talaga yung pinaka gusto mo, di ba? So, pwede rin diyang gamitin yung ichiban. Or earliest. Okay? Earliest, pinaka maaga. Yan. So, ichiban tochoku no tochoku no ichibang tochoku na densha. Okay, so ichibang tochoku na densha is the earliest train who will earliest train that will arrive, parang ganon. Okay, so that's the parang mga English equivalents ng ichibang. Okay, so let's have examples. Okay, the sentence pattern for this is N1 wa ichibang into this. Okay, into this, or diretso na. Okay, let's say here, pwede rin ichibang ichibang ng. Okay, so you're just describing that this noun is your number one, is your favorite, most favorite pala dito. Okay? Yan. Ano ba ito? Bakit? Meron yun. Anyway. Hi. Okay, so ichibang in. Hi, let's have an examples for the first sentence pattern. N1 wa ichibang into this. Okay, N1 wa ichibang into. What's my ichibang? What's my favorite? Okay, let's have the kisetsu. Okay, kisetsu is season. So what's my favorite season? Aki. Okay, aki is autumn. Aki wa. Okay, aki wa. My N1 is aki. And then wa. And then the ichibang. And then N2. What's your N2? Okay, where does N1 belongs to? Okay, or where group does N1 to belongs? Okay, so aki belongs to a season. Okay, so kisetsu. Kisetsu desu. Hi, so aki wa ichibang kisetsu, ichibang suki na kisetsu. Kisetsu. Ichibang suki na kisetsu desu. Okay, so my favorite season. Okay, so my favorite season is autumn. Okay, so that's how you use the ichibang. Okay, what's your most favorite? My most favorite season is autumn. Okay, so that's for the number one sentence pattern. And then for the for the phrase ichibang en is pwede mo nang gawing ichibang hito. Yan. So number one person. Okay? Number one person. Number one person. Ay. Okay? Pwede rin gawin mo, lagyan mo ng adjective yung hito. Okay? So to modify noun, ichibang suki na hito. Okay, so number one, like person. Okay, so pinakagusto mo na person. Yan. Okay, so that's the use of ichibang, number one. Pwede mo rin yung gamitin sa yung number one na item. Yan, ichibang, nani, nibang, nani. Yan, sangbang. So second, third, fourth, yongbang, mga ganon. Okay, so that's how you use the ichibang. Pwede mo rin lagyan dito na paano ba yan? Another example dito na pwede mo rin anataga. Pwede rin negative dito ha. Anataga ichibang kirai desu. Yan, kirai is hate. Okay? So I like you. Ichibang. So ano ba yan? Most hated person. Okay? Parang ganon. You are my most hated person. Okay? Yan, parang ganon. Anata ga ichibang kirai desu. Okay, so galit na galit talaga siya sa kanya. Anata ga ichibang kirai desu or ichibang suki desu. So number 1, like person. Yan, so that's how you use the ichibang. Okay, so I guess that's all for this last video presentation I will introduce to you for this term. I hope you learned a lot. Okay, so by replaying those video presentations I made or I uploaded in the classwork, I hope you will learn the basic Nihongo. Okay, so I hope you will, but when the time comes, you will go to Japan. I hope you can use, okay, you can use these lessons I've taught you. はい、では、長くても来てくれてありがとうございました。はい。では、また日本に。はい。バイバイ。はい、お待たせしました。はい、どうですか？はい、最後の動画はどうですか？わかりましたか？わかりませんでしたか？ Okay, any questions, clarifications? Wala? Okay, so none so far. None so far, hindi, kasi last na to, so none so far. Okay, by the way. Okay, so this will be our last session, last meeting, because your exam will be on Wednesday. So I hope you learned something. Okay, kahit na hindi naman siya masyado. Okay, kasi basic lang siya, so hindi masyadong hirap siguro. Okay, so I hope you learned something and you can use this basic Nihongo when you go in Japan or pag tawag dyan, mag-i-intern kayo. For example, baka mag-i-intern kayo sa Japan or as work na talaga. Okay, so at least meron kayong basic na alam in Nihongo to communicate to your coworkers. Okay, so yes, pohon. Okay, so 今日の授業は、はい、最後です。今日の授業は終わりました。はい、ありがとうございました。はい、お疲れ様でした。あとは、ang exam nyo, okay, shike no gambate kudasai. Okay, so the same 8 to 11 a.m. Okay, so please be careful ha in in taking the exam. Okay, so hindi tayo just click tapos na-submit na di ay. Okay? So please be careful. はい、so ではありがとうございました。はい、またいつか。Okay, mata itsuka, it's like see you someday. Okay, kung makikita man tayo. Ay, okay, arigatou gozaimashita. Bye-bye.